I have a very strong belief in myself. Like I have extreme confidence, kind of like arrogance, that if I put my mind to something, I will be successful. It's just a matter of when, right? And so, yes, when I was 21 years old and I got into real estate, I sucked. Like I had no rich friends. Yeah. No rich friends, don't know jack squat about real estate, don't know how to handle objections, don't know how to write a contract. I didn't know how to do anything, right? And so we got into coaching right away.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Brian Tran, in the Bay Area of California, is the owner of the 50 Hills Real Estate Brokerage and has a coffee shop, rental portfolio, virtual assistant company, and is involved in fixing and flipping and wholesaling as well. Brian, welcome to the show.
Glad to be on the show. Thank you so much.
I always like to start off at the top by asking guests how they first got into real estate.
So kind of a cliche story. My family are Vietnamese immigrants, so they left Vietnam because of the war. And when they came to America, it's always been the American dream to own real estate. And so that's been ingrained in my head since I was a child. That and become a lawyer, but I was too stupid to become a lawyer. So that didn't really work out. But I knew that real estate was going to be how I built my wealth. And I think through the planting of that seed, I just kept asking how. And when you constantly think about that one question, you will find a solution. And that's ultimately what it was. And I think fast forward, at the time, I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to own real estate, I should probably be a realtor. And now looking back, you don't have to be a realtor to get into real estate investing. But, again, that's the solution that I came up in my mind. And so about the last quarter of my college career, I started taking the online real estate courses. And so as soon as I graduated from UC San Diego, I didn't go out and look for a job. I went and got my license, and then I hung my license and started trying to sell real estate at 21 years old. And so that was its own little challenge.
I want to ask you, because there's a lot of folks who may be in that time period, either graduating from school, recently graduating, and they're looking for a job, they're looking for a job. Go back to, when you were in that position, were you thinking, okay, I'm hanging my hat on real estate, this is what I'm going to do? Were you all in on it? Or were you thinking like, hey, this is eat what you kill. I don't know if this is going to pay my bills immediately. What was it like at that point?
I don't know what it was about me, but I've always been very afraid of having a job. I just didn't know how to work with managers. I didn't know how to work with people telling me what to do. And so even in college and high school, actually, I've never worked a regular job like Cold Stone or Jamba Juice. I was cutting hair. That was how I kind of I taught myself how to cut hair through watching YouTube. And then I started to control my own schedule. And then I used to scour Facebook. No, it wasn't Facebook at the time. It was Craigslist. And I would buy crap and sell crap, right?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And I just like, oh, this is way better, right? And then so even going to college, the only reason I went to college because that was my dad's dying wish. Like
Yeah.
all my kids, well, not all of them, but the last three, because he got married twice, was like, you got to graduate college. So I said, you know what, Dad, I'm gonna. That was what you wanted. I finished, but I'm a terrible student, and so going back to what you said, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I don't know if it's like I have a very strong belief in myself. Like I have extreme confidence, kind of like arrogance, that if I put my mind to something, I will be successful. It's just a matter of when, right? And so, yes, when I was 21 years old and I got into real estate, I sucked. Like I had
Yeah.
no
What
rich friends.
that fear?
Yeah. No rich friends, don't know jack squat about real estate, don't know how to handle objections, don't know how to write a contract. I didn't know how to do anything, right? And so we got into coaching right away. If you've been a realtor, you know about a guy named Mike Ferry, right? Jumped in and he said, these are what you need to do. Follow the script, have discipline, you need to wake up early, don't watch the news, and you need to prospect every single day. And that's it. Like I'm not you know, I think my blessing is that I'm not super smart, and so I don't get caught up in the details.
Right.
And I say it's a blessing. It really is because the smartest people that I know, they start analyzing, and it's like the Tony Stark thing. They're like, "Doot, doot," they said like, oh, okay, they're gonna start piecing things together, and it's like, okay, this is not gonna work. Whereas with me, if like, you tell me to do something, I'm like, well, shit, he told me to do it. Let's go do it,
I'm gonna
and
do
then
it.
we'll tweak it later, and that's kind of how it
Seen
is.
it, Brian. I've seen I used to work in the automotive space from becoming a realtor, and I noticed I was like the guys who make the most money in any automotive dealership or anything in this space are like not necessarily who you would think would be the biggest breadwinners in this space. It doesn't necessarily seem like they're overthinking anything. What's going on here? So I had to learn like, hey, maybe analytical isn't always best.
Yeah. I mean, this podcast is about multifamily, single family investing. So you do have to become a little bit more analytical. You do have to have your standard, your buy boxes, and things have to check off. But at some point, you got to just pull the trigger, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's what we um, do very well at here at my organization.
I want to ask you, going from that position, hey, I'm just getting started in real estate, don't know anything, contracts, so on and so forth. I'm getting started. How did you scale that business? And then you're involved in so much today. What was the progression like? What was the first business after getting started as a realtor?
After being so I did, it wasn't like I was an overnight success with real estate. I think I made like 30,000 the first year. I think 40,000 the year after, something like that. It wasn't like crazy, like all of a sudden go in and I was making $200,000 a year. It wasn't like that. But growing up in a conservative Asian family, you get very good at stretching the dollar, not blowing it. Like that's something that I'm very grateful for that I was able to learn. Like you don't go and spend more than you have. You budget. You definitely are on the cheaper side. And so every dollar that I made, I was able to stretch it and then save it and then also invest it, right? And so I came across an opportunity to open a coffee shop, and that's what we did. That one actually ended up failing, meaning that I was able to actually sell the business and recoup the initial investment, but for a whole year, it made nothing, right?
Mm.
And that was a failure in my books. But then I always had real estate. So I just kept selling, kept my head down and, worked 14 hours, 15 hours a day that was never a problem. Like me working, I love what I do. I love working. And so,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I don't have a problem going long days, 7 days a week working. And then with that chip on my shoulder, I came back around a second time to open a coffee shop. But this time I realized I don't have the time. So I'm going to find a good partner to actually run the store. And I would be kind of like not a silent partner, but behind the scenes marketing, like something where I can do it alongside my real estate career, right? I'm not actually in the store. And then lo and behold, actually, it fell onto my lap. My partner, my current partner now, his wife now was actually working for a coffee shop and they were looking to sell. And so I said I made an offer. And funny thing enough, they actually didn't want to sell to her. And so I said, okay, screw you guys. And then I went and on Biz Buy Sell and I found another coffee shop and we bought that one that's still around today. So
How it
that was the
happened.
first, that was the second business after real estate.
So we got coffee shop, we got real estate. You talk about scaling it up. It wasn't overnight success, but here you have so many agents, Bay Area, California, right? Scaling teams in real estate is not easy. I've seen it. I've been in a licensed realtor for less than a year, but these teams, it's not like there's people being tied down to a team. There's nothing that's really keeping someone in place. What's the tenets of a good team? What makes people want to stay at any team in real estate?
Yeah, so it took a while for us to figure it out. I mean, we went from a team of three, like it was honestly never as big as it was today, but it was a originally a group, right? It wasn't a brokerage; it was a group. That group eventually grew into a bigger group, and then I realized I got to step out of the realtor role because I had my son, and I was like, I'm not gonna continue to do open houses and show clients late night. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to actually focus more on the brokerage side. And the only way that a brokerage actually makes money is if you have a lot of agents. And so it's a combination of things. Obviously, number one, it's the split. You have to give people competitive splits. And so, because today you have EXP, you have Real. I think the cap at Real is 8,000. The cap at EXP is 16,000. So you have to understand that you got to give people a higher split. And then it goes down to culture. And then, um, basically like what's next. Like my
Scaling.
little niche is that I will not only teach you how to become a successful realtor, I will show you the next level, which is now I'm going to teach you how to flip. I'm going to teach you how to own rentals. I'm going to teach you how to own different businesses because that's really the evolution of real estate, right? Like you don't want to always be a realtor. You'll make, I mean, the top realtors will make $2 million a year, right? That's great. But the top flipper, the top developer, I mean, those guys are making $10, $15 million a year. So where do you want to be?
Where do you
Right.
want?
And so, yeah. And so like people come and they work for 50 Hills because they get to see the next step. Whereas other brokerages, not going to throw any names out there, but they want you to sell. They want you to continue to always be a realtor because that's how they make money. Right.
No question.
With my thing, it's like I would love for you to get to my next level because now we can do deals together. We can flip a property together. We can build a neighborhood together. And how much more money will I make off of that than your split?
When we talk about the distressed real estate space, flipping, wholesaling, this type of thing, there first it's not as easy as it was 5 years ago, but also too, these strategies, whether you're buying multifamily, whether you're buying single family, whether you're wholesaling, whether it's a flip, whether it's a long term buy and hold, you have to be a little bit agnostic as far as your long term, like 5-10 years, what you're going to be doing, because the strategy that you have right now, and I've seen it from this show from folks who've been active for 30 years, and longer.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Is not going to necessarily work 5-10 years from now. So, realtors who might be saying, oh, well, this isn't working for me here. Are you reaching out to investors, or are you looking at multifamily? Are you only active in this one area? Are you willing to go outside of that one area? Also, too, are there opportunities that you're missing, right?
Yeah. I would say, like, most realtors get so stuck on just trying to do production that they end up passing up on a lot of great deals, right? Like deals that they should have bought, that they should have added to their portfolio. And I think that's what we do differently here. I'm like, hey, you should actually keep that one. But how many brokers do you know tell their agents to keep it? Because if you keep it, it counts as a personal transaction. They don't make jack diddly squat on you,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, no brokers that I know that are doing that. So I know it's very a limited number. That conversation that you have, by the way, when you're going in talking to that homeowner, that investor, and you're thinking, hey, I might look at this one for myself. Walk me through the process. Are you pulling comps beforehand as an investor? Are you thinking like an investor before going in, or is it when you show up at the property, you get a sense, hey, this might be an opportunity. Maybe there's some distress here that I wasn't aware of prior to.
I give my realtors all this tip. When you walk into every property, you have a fiduciary duty to the client. Okay. Now, what does that mean? It really just means are you laying out all the options for them? And so with every listing appointment, and when I was, heavy doing listing appointments, I used to give them three options. Most of the times when you walk into a property, it always needs a little bit of work. Some needs more work than others. So I always give them three options. Option A, there's a as is, you don't do jack squat. You can literally leave all the trash, all the garbage, and this is the price you can get, right? This is what an investor will pay you. Option two, we do a little bit of sprucing. Maybe he needs to paint, new flooring, staging, landscaping, right? And you'll invest $30,000, but it will yield you another $75,000. So you'll get a net gain of $45,000, but it'll take a month worth of work. Option three, sometimes you need to do a full rehab. And and being in the Bay Area, this is very common. We actually do this a lot for our clients because that's just what the market does here. And so we go, okay, well, option three is kitchen, bathroom remodel, the whole shebang, $100,000 investment on your behalf, but will net you 200,000, right? So you get a net gain of 100, but that's going to take you 4 to 5 months. If you give them the option, you'd be very surprised that sometimes the seller don't have the money or the time to do option two or option three. And so they'll say, give me option one. And then in that case, you can either call your investor or you're the investor and you buy it.
The third option, the rehab option, of course, I've thought about this before, hey, this is what it's going to be. I'm curious when someone says, I want to do option three, is there some pressure on them at that point? Okay, well, now we got to sell this thing for some more because we're putting $100,000 in here.
It's all an investment. Every investment has a risk, but these are the data, right? This home has a new kitchen, new bath, and it sold for 1 million. This one was original and it sold for 700. So that's, I'm not just pulling it out of my butt. I'm actually like
Showing,
showing
yeah.
them. Yeah. And
I
then if
got
the
to
market pulls back, it pulls back. But that's just what investment is 100% risk free, right?
I got to take that one from you. I got to start doing that when I'm talking to Texas tech sellers. I want to ask about the wholesaling side, because when we talk about wholesaling, assignable contracts, connecting sellers with buyers. Right now, I'm seeing actually wholesalers in the multifamily space. I personally come from the distressed single family space, foreclosures primarily, but also folks dealing with divorce, death, any type of emotional distress that might not strictly be financial. Do you have a niche in the wholesaling space, or do you see a lot of properties across different segments?
We Our bread and butter has always been pre-foreclosure. But I mean, divorces, probate, the whole shebang, it comes from everywhere. Believe it or not, a lot of our deals come from actually realtors as well because of
Really?
their, yeah, they don't know what to do with the property. They go into a property and they look at it and they're like, "Oh my god, it smells like death." And
Yeah.
so and then they advise their clients to say, "Hey, take this." And then that's what we pay them.
So if they're coming in, are they, because I'm sure you've seen this too, people might try to do some type of flat fee listing, or they might put up shoddy photos and they might not get a lot of traction. Do you see more of that, or do you see realtors who feel like, okay, I'm overwhelmed with this. Let me refer this to Brian and his brokerage, because I know they
More so
do.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
More so they know that they're under the gun, especially when it comes to pre-foreclosure and there's an auction date right around the corner, right? They don't have much time. And so because of the speed that we need to move at, you need to discount the property. So that's kind of the the logic behind that.
We are coming up on time here. I do want to ask you about the coffee shop, because you had mentioned you had started a coffee shop initially years ago, didn't end up staying open for till today. You had to close it down, but now you're back in the coffee shop game. How is the coffee shop going? Also, how do you run a coffee shop, which is pretty intensive, while doing all these other pursuits?
You have great partners. To do great things, you have to have a team. You have to have great operators. You have to have great partners. The Of the 9 companies I own, only one of them is owned 100% solely by me. The rest have partners. Now, the percentage all differ, but um, that's how you're able to really scale. It's people. It's not some magical system or anything like that. I treat people very fairly. Um, Communication's key. I pride myself on being a very good communicator. I don't get lazy when it comes to explaining things, because when you do, that's when partnerships fail. When there isn't transparency, that's when partnerships fail. I, I'm an open book. I share the books with all my partners, and they are very much involved. They're here in my office, so I have a pretty big office, and we're all here, right? So it's like friends, family. It's cool.
Brian, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go to learn more about your business? How can they reach out to your team at 50 Hills Real Estate? How can folks find you, get in contact with you?
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Mr. Brian Tran. That's MrBrianTran. I'm very active on Instagram, so connect with me there, and we can just chat more, and you can see what I'm doing.
Brian, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.